Imagine looking at your bank account and seeing a big fat zero right before your rent is due. You are 23 years old and retirement feels like a lifetime away. While you are busy trying to survive, the financial system is already moving forward without you. The Human Resources Department sends over an enrollment packet, but you just let it sit in your inbox. They mentioned a 401k during your first day, but you just nodded along without having any clue what it actually meant. Your rent is $1,400. Your student loans take another $312 every month, and thinking about old age feels like worrying about a different person. You check your balance and see $74. Locking your money away until you are 60 feels like throwing it into a black hole, so you choose to wait. Your company offers a 3% match, which is literally free money, yet you are walking right past it. Your loan statement shows a debt of $28,400, so you file it away and forget about it. When that first paycheck arrives, the amount is much smaller than you imagined. Every single month you skip that employer match, you are losing about $150. That is money you will never get back. While your friends are out celebrating on Friday night, nobody is thinking about the power of compound interest. You have one coworker who contributes the maximum to his retirement fund, and you think he is being way too careful. But you are wrong. 2 full years go by without you contributing a single cent. Your retirement balance is still exactly zero. You have officially missed out on $3,600 in free employer matching. The system does not send you a bill for this mistake, and it does not punish you openly, it just leaves you behind. Then one day, a colleague mentions that you are leaving money on the table, and something finally clicks in your brain. At 10 o'clock on a random Wednesday night, you search for an explanation of how employer matches work. You realize you have been ignoring free cash for 2 years straight. By 11 o'clock, you log into the company portal and set your contribution to 3%. It takes you exactly 11 minutes to fix a 2-year mistake. You select a target date fund because the description says it handles everything automatically. When your next paycheck hits, $93 are gone before you even see them. The engine has finally started running. 3 months later, you check the app and see $1,847. You are both proud and confused because you only put in $900 yourself. The employer match is doing the heavy lifting. 6 months in, your balance hits $3,200. Even though you did nothing, the market moved in your favor. Then the market drops 8% in a single week. Your balance falls to $2,940, and you feel a sharp hit of panic. But you stay still and do not sell a thing. You close the app and go to sleep, realizing that the money grows even when you're not watching. By the end of your first year, you have $4,100. You only contributed $1,116 of that total. By the time you turn 28, you have $7,600 in a fund you barely understand, but it keeps climbing. The strategy is simple. Contribute 3%, pick the fund, and leave it alone. Suddenly, a new job offer comes along with a $12,000 raise. Before you leave your old job, you get a notice about your retirement plan. You have $11,400 sitting there, and you have 60 days to decide what to do with it. If you cash it out, you would walk away with $7,800 after taxes and penalties. That is 4 months of rent, and the temptation is real. You almost convince yourself that you will just save more later. But something stops you, and you decide to roll the full $11,400 into your new plan without losing a penny. You start the new job and sign up for the retirement plan on your very first day. 18 months later, the market takes a massive dive. Your $18,000 drops to $14,000, and you feel completely out of control. You do not sell, mostly because you are frozen with fear, but that turns out to be the right move. The market recovers, and 18 months later, you are looking at $28,000. At 32 years old, you are still in the game. You get a big raise and decide to jump your contributions to 8%. Since you keep your lifestyle the same, that extra money vanishes into your savings before you can even touch it. This was a conscious choice, not just luck. The account grows by $800 in a month where you only put in $490. You finally start to understand how compounding works. During a strong quarter, you gain $6,000 without lifting a finger. At 34, your balance crosses $60,000. You take a screenshot, but you do not show it to anyone. You are learning the secret language of wealth, and it starts with silence. If you want to master your financial future just like this, make sure to join us here at Billy Finance by hitting that subscribe button right now. This year, your investment returns earn more than your actual contributions. When you hit $90,000, you use a retirement calculator for the first time. The projected numbers are so big they make you lean back in your chair. You are now a passenger on a machine that is much bigger than you. At 36, you hit the $100,000 milestone. You keep it to yourself, realizing that privacy is a form of discipline. Now, you maximize your contributions to the $23,000 limit every single year. It is no longer a choice. It is just how your life is structured. The math has changed completely because a 7% return on $150,000 is over $10,000. 1 year, your account grows by $33,500 total. That is exactly what you earned during your entire first year of working. Your friends have no idea how much you have tucked away, and you prefer it that way. When the market drops again and you see $180,000 fall to $156,000, you do not blink. By 42, you are nearing $200,000. The machine is now doing more work than you are. You check the calculators again and see the massive difference between retiring at 62 versus 67. You cross $300,000, and this is no longer just savings. It is a portfolio. You start reading books and forming your own investment strategies. You are no longer just building. You are protecting what you have created. Even when the market drops 22%, you keep buying at lower prices. 14 months later, you are back above $400,000 by doing absolutely nothing. By age 50, you have $440,000. You start to feel like you might actually be okay, though you are too superstitious to say it out loud. Your kids are through college, the house is almost paid off, and suddenly you have $3,000 extra every month. The moment you turn 50, the game changes significantly. The government allows you to increase your annual savings limit to $30,500. You hit that maximum contribution without a single second of hesitation. Every single year you put away $30,500. There are no exceptions, and you refuse to let your lifestyle get more expensive just because you earn more. The finish line is finally close enough to feel like a reality. Retirement is no longer a vague idea, but a serious conversation you have at the dinner table. On a random Tuesday night, you and your spouse sit down and open a spreadsheet together. You start projecting what life will look like at age 58 or 60. For the first time, you have a specific date marked on the calendar. You begin to model different scenarios for delaying Social Security. You carefully calculate the rising costs of healthcare. This is what real financial planning looks like. You build a specific fund to cover the gap between leaving your job and becoming eligible for Medicare. You are prepared for it because you saw it coming years ago. The balance in your account finally crosses the $600,000 mark. Your monthly investment gains are now larger than the very first full salary you ever earned. You find yourself thinking back to when you were 23 years old. You remember the unread emails, the bank account that held only $74, and the deep sense of uncertainty. The massive gap between $74 and $700,000 was not built on luck. It was not the result of being a genius. It was simply the result of staying the course and letting time do the work. Eventually, you make the very last payment on your mortgage. The house is officially yours, and there is one less person with a claim on your income forever. By the time you reach 58, your net worth is approaching $800,000. Retirement is a tangible reality now. It is not a fantasy or a dream anymore. You used to say you would retire someday, but now you say you're retiring in exactly 4 years. That shift in language changes everything. One day, the monthly statement arrives and shows 7 figures. You read the words $1 million the same way you would read a basic utility bill. You honestly expected reaching this milestone to feel more monumental. Instead, it just feels like another Tuesday. You close the statement and move on with your day. You are 61 years old now. Technically, working became optional for you 2 years ago. You have not fully walked away yet because the habit of contributing is so deeply ingrained in who you are. Stopping feels strange and unnecessary because you enjoy the routine. In a good market year, your portfolio grows by $80,000 just from interest and gains. The $30,500 you contribute is almost irrelevant at this point. Your focus shifts toward a withdrawal strategy and tax efficiency. You look into conversion windows and the risks of market timing during retirement. You move your money carefully and deliberately. Terms like safe withdrawal rates and asset location are now part of your everyday vocabulary. You have reached your number, and it is more than enough to sustain you. You lived quietly and consistently without needing to announce your progress to the world. Your monthly gains are now significantly higher than your entire starting salary. Work became a choice somewhere along the way. You stayed in the system long enough to master its rules and make them work for you. 40 years have passed. You were that 23-year-old once. You remember having only $74 and worrying about the rent. You do not look down on the people who ignored their future. You do not judge them because you remember exactly what it felt like to be in their shoes. Building this wealth did not require a dramatic sacrifice or a high IQ. It only required time and the refusal to stop. That was the entire secret. Somewhere right now, another 23-year-old is sitting in a job orientation. An HR representative mentions the 401k plan. The young man nods and then immediately puts it out of his mind. He has $0 to his name. He believes that retirement is a problem for a much older version of himself. He is not worried about the future yet. He does not understand the true costs of waiting, but sooner or later he will. Thank you for watching and being part of this journey. Make sure to subscribe to Billy Finance for more stories on building real wealth. Please leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts on this strategy. Goodbye for now, and I will see you in the next one.